When did you get in? What a surprise. I guess. Unless you want to go talk. Yeah, you look fucking great.
Yes. God, oh, I wish he was still alive.
I wouldn't.
God. You're...
Yeah, I love you too, Mom. No vibes. You acting with crypto at all right now?
Yeah. May I borrow? With the FBI. Have a... Family company.
Sounds serious.
United?
Yeah, it's very diverse. Yeah, that was, with all of that.
Software package developed by the...
East Wing, give me everything.
Move on! Get you in the ass. Level.
Put your fucking head. He's outside.
Negative. On your knees! Damn! God's right hand. Brains on the lawn.
Fucking executing him.
Hey, what the fuck is going on?
I think I'll take...
Wiley?
Yeah, he's here!
Take it easy.
Understand? You
In the office, Mom.
Your father built an edifice because I care.
I'm gonna end this cocktail party. CIA software to hunt. And you know that.
Yeah, I know it. You heard.
Okay, whatever. It's good. Fucking. What? They're gonna choose the right way.
Then I'm telling the entire nation and...
You're gonna tell this guy the fucking truth and...
It's gone. It wasn't to stop.
That's all I wanted.
World. Or just protect how presidents...
Run the universe.
Yeah.
Full family budget for men like you.
I can't do that.
Nah.
You just... for justice.
Clay! Shit! You're supposed to be retired.
Instead of going in, I put it through it. There was a back entrance.
Don't shoot!
Golden Goose himself.
Fine.
But I'm working with my business works for me, which means that I'm not gonna let some crash test dummy with fuck. You know, they didn't have you. Please, we got it.
Outside, let's go. Move!
Round of welcome, Space Force. Bye, bye, Dick Dad.
Cannon and orderly
Moves you fired. No bonus.
No bonus. Move.
One of these pricks is worth 30 to
Couple into this.
These assholes? Start with this prick right here. Pattis.
Fire. happened?
I'm waiting more men to roll in.
Bad idea.
Reload! Everybody out!
Done.
The middle manager,
Tell me where it's all going. I know you're the middleman.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Selling hundreds of millions. People. From a charity she ran. She was the only person. Where is the Anzalone?
No, please, please! Stop!
Chibble. That man is directly responsible for your
But we have law.
things until they fail.
Arrest him.
Shut your fucking mouth!
Oh, I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
You okay?
The way you have people, man, fucking face up! Okay.
Beat up. Now we're gonna burn this place to the ground.
These guys! Fuck! Bro? Okay, so you can't come up here. You stomp his ass out, please?
Mister, I don't care if this call center will make us promise you.
Hey guys, today we're diving into the absolute chaos that is The Beekeeper from 2024. A movie that proves you should never, ever mess with someone's internet connection, let alone their sweet, sweet honey money. We kick things off with Adam Clay, who seems like your average, unassuming beekeeper living a life of quiet solitude. He's got his bees, his honey, and a rather picturesque cabin. It's all very zen, very cottagecore if cottagecore involved highly trained, ex-covert operatives. He's the kind of neighbor you'd wave to while admiring his perfectly organized bee boxes, completely unaware he could probably disarm you with a toothpick and a stern glance. If you had a good time with this, a like and a subscribe is a free way to help me keep making more. Clay's tranquil existence is about to be shattered. Not by a swarm of angry wasps, but by something far more insidious, a phishing scam. We meet Eloise Parker, Clay's kind-hearted, elderly landlady. She's a lovely woman and frankly, a bit too trusting for this digital age. One day, her computer screen gets hijacked by a pop-up warning screaming about viruses and compromised security. Then the phone rings and a smooth, professional voice on the other end starts guiding her through what sounds like a legitimate fix. You can practically hear the subtle click of the trap closing and she follows the instructions, thinking she's doing the right thing. It's a classic move, hitting the panic button then offering a solution, and it works like a charm on unsuspecting victims. The fix turns out to be a total digital mugging. Eloise, believing she's securing her accounts, unwittingly transfers all her life savings, and worse, to $1 million from a charity she manages directly into the scammer's pockets. The scene shows her staring at an empty bank balance, the horrifying realization dawning on her. The silence in the room is deafening, punctuated only by the faint hum of her computer, now a cruel reminder of her loss. The emotional weight of this moment is palpable. You feel the thud of her hope hitting the floor. It's truly heartbreaking to watch, especially knowing the kind of person Eloise is. The morning after, Adam Clay comes to check on Eloise, Noticing her unusual quietness, he enters her house to find her, tragically, gone. She's committed suicide, overwhelmed by the crushing weight of her financial ruin and the charity's loss. This isn't just a neighbor dying. This is the spark that ignites Clay's dormant fury. The serenity is replaced by a hard, metallic clink of resolve. You see the subtle tightening in his jaw, the sudden sharpness in his eyes. The quiet beekeeper is gone, replaced by something far more dangerous. It's the kind of moment that makes you realize this guy isn't just good with bees. He's good at making problems. Disappear. The discovery of Eloise's death triggers a deep-seated instinct in Clay. He's not just a beekeeper. He's a former operative of a clandestine organization known only as the Beekeepers, a group designed to protect the hive, society, from those who would exploit it. He retrieves a hidden satellite phone and some highly specialized gear, his movements precise and economical. The shift is almost unsettling. The gentle hands that tended to bees are now meticulously assembling instruments of retribution. You can almost hear the low thrum of his old life powering back up. It's like watching your grandma suddenly reveal she's a black belt in karate after someone steals her purse. You just know things are about to get real. First order of business: find the culprits. Clay doesn't mess around with customer service lines or filing police reports. He goes straight for the digital jugular. With surprising proficiency, he dives into Eloise's computer, tracing the scam call back to its origin. The keyboard clacks under his fingers with surgical precision, lines of code flashing across the screen. He's not just typing. He's peeling back layers of obfuscation, following the digital breadcrumbs through proxies and VPNs, all leading him to a massive, illegal call center. It's less CSI, cyber, and more John Wick. CTRL plus alt plus delete. Single quotes. Clay arrives at the call center. A nondescript office building humming with the insidious energy of hundreds of scammers preying on innocent people. He doesn't bother with a subtle approach. Instead, it's a symphony of shattered glass and a bone-jarring crack as he dispatches the first few guards. Inside, the fluorescent lights flicker over cubicles, a stark contrast to the brutal efficiency of Clay's movements. Punches land with a sickening thud, bodies fly, and the metallic clang of a dropped weapon echoes through the open-plan office. He moves like a predator, swift and relentless, making sure every scammer understands the true cost of their digital thievery. This is where we learn Clay doesn't just keep bees. He brings the sting, but simply incapacitating the workers isn't enough for Clay. He's here to dismantle the entire operation. He proceeds to systematically obliterate the call center's infrastructure. Keyboards crunch under his heavy boots, monitors shatter, and the whirring of servers is silenced with swift, decisive blows. The air fills with the acrid scent of ozone and burning plastic. He douses the server racks with gasoline, creating a literal firewall against future scams, and ignites it. The whoosh of the flames engulfing the expensive equipment is deeply satisfying, a cathartic burst of destruction against a truly despicable enterprise. It's like watching a digital detox, but with significantly more arson. Meanwhile, Eloise's daughter, FBI agent Verona Parker, is on the case. But she's investigating her mother's suicide as a result of the scam. She's driven by grief and a fierce sense of justice. When she arrives at the decimated call center, the scene is a smoldering testament to Clay's work. The sheer scale of the destruction raises immediate red flags. This wasn't just some disgruntled ex-employee. This was a professional, meticulously executed act of vengeance. The smoky, burnt-out office now has a faint hissing sound from the water used to put out the fires, a silent promise of more mayhem to come. Verona, being the sharp agent she is, quickly connects the dots to her mother's death. She knows someone out there is taking matters into their own very capable hands, Verona and her team quickly zero in on Clay as a person of interest. There's a tense cat and mouse game. They attempt to apprehend him. We get a pulse-bounding chase sequence where Clay, moving with silent efficiency, evades their pursuit. The thump-thump of his boots on various surfaces, the quiet shick of a door opening and closing, all demonstrate his mastery of stealth and evasion. He slips through their fingers like smoke, a phantom exacting justice. Verona, despite her professionalism, can't help but be impressed by his almost supernatural ability to disappear. It's a frustrating dance, but it sets the stage for a compelling dynamic between the hunter and the hunted. Back at the charred remains of the call center, Clay finds a crucial piece of the puzzle, a corporate logo. Subtly hidden, but enough for his keen eye. It's a golden thread leading him higher up the criminal food chain, away from the grunts and towards the puppet masters. The dust and debris still crunch under his shoes as he examines the subtle details, a small click in his mind as he pieces together the next step. He knows these operations are rarely isolated. There's always a bigger spider weaving the web. This little logo is his golden ticket to the VIP section of the underworld. The golden thread leads Clay to a sleek, high-rise corporate building, a bastion of legitimate business on the surface, but a den of thieves underneath. Infiltrating this place requires a different approach than a grimy call center. This is more about precision and bypassing sophisticated security systems. We see him navigating laser grids, disabling cameras with a quiet zap, and scaling walls with effortless grace. The only sounds are the soft whir of the air conditioning and the barely audible scuff of his tactical boots. He's a ghost in the machine, moving through the polished floors and glass offices. An unwelcome auditor with a very specific and painful agenda. Once inside, Clay makes his way to the server room, the heart of the corporate operation. He's not here for petty cash. He's here for information, for the names and connections that will lead him even higher. With practiced ease, he plugs a proprietary device into their main server, initiating a rapid data download. The gentle whirring of the server racks is almost rhythmic as data streams into his device. The tension is palpable. Every second counts as he races against the clock, knowing security could be alerted at any moment. He's essentially digitally pickpocketing a multi-million-dollar corporation, and he makes it look as easy as checking email. Of course, a place like this isn't unguarded. Clay soon finds himself face-to-face with a highly trained corporate security team. This isn't a brawl. It's a meticulously choreographed dance of death. The crack of bones, the swish of air as a fist narrowly misses, the thud of bodies hitting expensive carpet. It's all here. Clay uses the environment to his advantage, turning office furniture into weapons and obstacles. He disarms opponents with fluid movements, his hands moving with incredible speed and precision. It's a stark reminder that while he might look like he's just there to fix your Wi-Fi, he's actually there to dismantle your entire security apparatus. Starting with your teeth, back at the FBI, Verona is piecing together the bizarre puzzle. The meticulous nature of the attacks, the sheer skill of her target, it all points to something more than just a lone wolf. She uncovers whispers, legends even, of a shadowy group known as the Beekeepers, an elite, off-the-books intelligence organization. She presents her findings to her skeptical superiors, the words echoing with a strange blend of truth and conspiracy. The quiet murmur of doubt from the room is almost audible, but Verona stands firm. She knows in her gut that there's a secret war being waged, and her perp is a soldier in it. From the stolen corporate data, Clay unearths the next layer of corruption. Wallace West, the high-flying CEO of the company, who is the real architect behind the scam. West is not just a white-collar criminal. He's a ruthless opportunist, using his position to legitimize and expand the illicit operation. The digital ping of Clay's successful data decryption reveals West's face, a smug portrait of avarice. Clay now has a name, a face, and a very clear target. The trail is getting hotter, and the stakes are significantly higher. This isn't just about revenge anymore. It's about pruning the entire rotten branch. Clay's next destination is Wallace West's lavish, heavily guarded estate, a sprawling testament to ill-gotten gains. The journey there is quiet, contemplative, but laced with a simmering intensity. The whir of his engine is the only sound as he approaches the opulent gates, a fortress designed to keep the world out, and the truth hidden. This isn't just a house. It's a monument to the very system that allowed Eloise to be exploited. Clay's heading into the lion's den, and he's not bringing a whip and chair. He's bringing a whole beehive of pain. West's estate is a technological marvel of security, bristling with cameras, motion sensors, and armed guards. But Clay is a master of infiltration. He moves like a shadow, disabling alarms with silent snicks, bypassing laser grids with acrobatic precision, and dispatching exterior guards with swift, brutal efficiency. The only sounds are the gentle rustle of leaves as he moves through the manicured grounds and the soft thud of a guard hitting the ground, completely unaware. It's less mission, impossible, and more mission, definitely possible for this guy. Clay finally corners Wallace West in his opulent study, surrounded by expensive art and mahogany. West, initially arrogant, quickly crumbles under Clay's piercing gaze. The scene is tense, the silence almost humming with unspoken threats. Clay's voice is low, gravelly, demanding answers about the higher echelons of the scam. West, now sweating profusely, realizes he's not dealing with a disgruntled investor, but a force of nature. The frantic tapping of West's fingers against his desk is a stark contrast to Clay's unyielding stillness. He's not here for a polite chat about corporate ethics. He's here for names, and he's willing to persuade them out of West. Under Clay's relentless pressure, West finally cracks, revealing the shocking truth. The entire operation is overseen by none other than Derek Danforth, the spoiled, entitled son of the sitting president of the United States. This revelation is a gut punch, raising the stakes from a criminal enterprise to a national scandal. The gasp you might feel is almost audible as the true scope of the corruption is unveiled. Clay's expression remains impassive, but you can feel the icy snap of his resolve hardening even further. He now knows he's not just fighting criminals. He's fighting an entire political machine. Talk about a glow-up for a scam. From a call center to the White House. Who knew phishing could be so ambitious? Clay, having extracted all the necessary information, delivers his unique brand of justice to Wallace West. The details are left to our imagination. But the ominous sight of smoke rising from West's estate later confirms that Clay doesn't leave loose ends or, well, living ends. The whoosh of flames and the distant wail of sirens signal the end of West's reign. Clay simply walks away, a silent sentinel of retribution, leaving behind a clear message to anyone else involved. The beekeeper is coming, and he's not bringing flowers. This guy really takes Going Postal to a whole new level of architectural renovation. Verona, meanwhile, is grappling with the implications of West's demise and the mounting evidence pointing towards Danforth. The political pressure begins to mount, her superiors trying to steer her away from such a politically explosive investigation. She's torn between her duty to capture Clay and her instinct to expose the deeper corruption. The internal clash of her loyalties is evident on her face. She knows if she goes after Danforth, her career and possibly her life are on the line. The Beekeepers, it turns out, have a very strict no refunds policy on justice. And Clay is simply fulfilling his duties. As Clay gets closer to the highest levels of power, he realizes he needs to tap into the Beekeepers network. He makes a call on his secure satellite phone, activating an old protocol, reaching out to a former handler or colleague. The muffled static of the connection underscores the clandestine nature of their world. This conversation offers a glimpse into the Beekeepers' code, their strict moral compass, and their ultimate purpose to protect the integrity of society, even from those at the very top. It's clear Clay isn't just a rogue agent. He's acting on principles deeply ingrained in his very being. Turns out, beelines are more than just for flying around collecting pollen. Derek Danforth, the president's son, finally realizes the gravity of the situation. Clay's trail of destruction is getting too close. The arrogant facade begins to crack, replaced by a frantic panic. He makes a series of agitated calls, demanding increased security, trying to pull strings and leverage his father's power. The increasingly high-pitched tone of his voice, the nervous tapping of his foot, it all paints a picture of a man utterly unprepared for a force like Clay. He's used to consequences being swept under the rug, not delivered with a thwack to the face. Good luck, Derek. Clay doesn't do rug sweeping. The scandal reaches the highest office. The president, Danforth's father, is now fully aware of his son's deep involvement in the criminal enterprise and the relentless pursuit by the Beekeeper. The weight of this revelation is heavy, threatening to unravel his administration. We see him in a tense phone call, his voice strained, trying to navigate this impossible situation. The muffled clatter of a coffee cup being set down to hard adds to the tension in the Oval Office. He's caught between protecting his son and upholding the integrity of his office. A moral tightrope walk that could easily lead to a political plummet, now that Clay is going after the president's son. The opposition is no longer just corporate goons. It's highly trained government operatives, desperate to contain the scandal. Clay finds himself in a series of tense, shadowy encounters, navigating urban landscapes while evading the best the government has to offer. The swish of grappling hooks, the crump of silenced weapons, the frantic clatter of foot chases across rooftops, it's all part of the game. Clay, however, is always one step ahead, his instincts honed by years of operating in the shadows. He's the original ghost in the machine, and these agents are just updated software trying to catch a virus that wrote its own rules. Verona, realizing the political machinations at play, decides she can't let Clay be sacrificed to protect Danforth. She makes a risky, career-ending choice. She uses her FBI resources to secretly aid Clay, or at least not actively hinder him. It's a quiet moment, but impactful as she defies direct orders, her fingers tapping on a secure keyboard, sending an anonymous tip or subtly diverting resources. The faint click of her mouse is the sound of her choosing principle over protocol. She knows the system is broken, and sometimes you need a beekeeper to fix it, even if it means bending a few rules. Or in her case, snapping them clean in half. Clay's path finally leads him to Derek Danforth's personal fortress, an almost comically extravagant and ridiculously fortified private residence. This isn't just a house. It's a modern-day castle, bristling with every imaginable security measure. Aerial shots reveal layers of perimeter defenses, armed guards patrolling, and state-of-the-art surveillance. The low hum of generators powering the whole operation is almost a challenge to Clay. Danforth believes he's untouchable within these walls, a pig in his well-protected sty. He's about to learn that no wall is too high and no guard is too numerous when a beekeeper is on a mission. The infiltration of Danforth's fortress is a masterclass in tactical espionage and brutal efficiency. Clay doesn't just smash his way in. He carefully dismantles the defenses piece by calculated piece. We see him disabling infrared sensors with silence of a smoke bomb, scaling sheer walls with custom-made gear that makes a faint hissing sound, and bypassing retinal scanners with unnerving ease. The guards, numerous and well-armed, are systematically outmaneuvered, their communications hacked, and their patrols rerouted. It's a symphony of calculated destruction, where every crunch of a guard being knocked out, every clink of a lock being bypassed, adds to the rising tension. Once inside, Clay faces a gauntlet of Danforth's personal security detail, a veritable army of highly trained mercenaries. This is where the movie truly earns its action-first badge. It's a relentless barrage of hand-to-hand combat, gunfights, and explosive close-quarters engagements. The blast of gunfire echoes through the opulent halls. The thwack of Clay's fists connecting with bone is sickeningly clear. And the crash of expensive furniture being splintered adds to the visceral chaos. Clay moves with a savage grace, turning every room into a combat zone, every object into a weapon. He's not just fighting. He's systematically disassembling an entire security force, one perfectly placed, bone-shattering blow at a time. It's like watching a martial arts master play a very aggressive game of whack-a-mole. After an epic journey of destruction, Clay finally reaches Derek Danforth, who is now a whimpering, terrified mess. The spoiled brat who once thought himself untouchable is cowering, stripped of his power and privilege. The contrast between Clay's unwavering resolve and Danforth's abject fear is stark. The only sound in the tense room is Danforth's panicked gasps and the faint thump-thump of Clay's own heartbeat. Clay delivers a chilling monologue, explaining the Beekeepers' code and why Danforth's actions cannot go unpunished. It's not just a physical confrontation, it's a moral reckoning. He's not just a man, he's an instrument of justice, and Danforth is about to get a very painful, very final lesson. In a decisive, brutal move, Clay carries out his ultimate mission. The scene is quick, impactful, and leaves no doubt about Danforth's fate. There's a final, gut-wrenching crack, and the source of all the misery, the architect of Eloise's destruction, is silenced. The silence that follows is profound, punctuated only by Clay's heavy breathing. It's not a moment of celebration, but one of grim satisfaction. The hive has been protected, the predator neutralized. The Beekeeper's code dictates that some lines cannot be crossed, and Danforth soared right over them without a care in the world. He just never expected the Beekeepers to be this good at aerial interception. Verona and the FBI finally breach the fortress, but they are too late to stop Clay. She finds the scene of devastation, but Clay is already a ghost, disappearing into the night. Their eyes meet briefly across the chaos, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. Verona, now fully understanding the depth of the corruption and Clay's role, makes a conscious choice. She lets him go. The distant wail of emergency sirens fills the air, but Clay is already gone, a shadow swallowed by the night. His mission is complete, and the balance of the hive has been, albeit brutally, restored. He's like a very efficient, highly destructive, and morally ambiguous pest control service. The aftermath is a whirlwind of political scandal and media frenzy. News reports blare about Danforth's mysterious death and the unraveling of his vast criminal empire, reaching into the highest echelons of power. Verona, despite the controversy, manages to navigate the political fallout, her actions perhaps leaving a crack in the corrupt system. And Clay, well, a Beekeeper's work is never truly done. We see a subtle hint, perhaps a new, unassuming beehive in a different, equally serene location, suggesting that Adam Clay is out there, quietly watching, ever ready to protect the hive from those who would exploit it. The movie makes us ponder the limits of justice and how far one man is willing to go when the system fails. It reminds us that sometimes the sweetest revenge is exacted by the most unexpected hands, and that even in the darkest of times, there are those who will rise to protect the innocent. The world is a complex, sometimes messy place, but there's a certain comfort in knowing that somewhere, a beekeeper is diligently ensuring that justice, however unconventional, prevails. It's a powerful thought, really, knowing that someone is always out there, ready to challenge the status quo, reminding us all that true strength lies not just in power, but in unwavering principle. If you had a good time with this, a like and a subscribe is a free way to help me keep making more.